Guys, what is up guys? Today I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be doing, it is that time of the year where we're going to be doing my FPL for the upcoming Premier League season. Now the season starts in a month's time, and because of that I thought why not make my own actual team. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't just a team I'm going to be making on the spot. I actually have done a lot of time researching to find the perfect team, and I think I've got it. Now, obviously, this team is subject to change as the season goes on, but this is giving me my initial team, okay? I'm going to pick the players because I've already pre-picked them. I'm going to explain why I picked each player, and then, yeah. But before we get into this, leave a like, subscribe, we're to 500. Now, obviously, how it works is I'm going to be picking, before I actually get into the main 11, I'm going to be just picking like the bench players who I don't really use that much. But one of the ones that I saw standing out to me, that even though I might not use him as much, one that did stand out to me is Dubravka, obviously known as the Newcastle goalkeeper. I think he's pretty good. I don't know how often he plays, but that is why I have looked and I saw that this goalie here, Kelleher, a previous ex-Liverpool goalkeeper, has been picked a lot. 25% of people picked him. And he's cheap as well, so I'm going to go with Kelleher in the goalie. Alright, now moving on to the defence. Who are we going to have in defence, you're wondering? Now, I have 4 defenders that I'm going to be playing in my starting 11. So I'm going to just pick a random one that I probably won't use as much. You know what, Wijnaldum, I know him. He used to play for Atletico Madrid. I'm going to pick him. But who is my 4 defenders going to be? You're probably wondering. Now, I have thought long and hard about this. And I've come with 4 defenders who isn't like the most out there obvious selections, but they're all decent prices, and mainly because I spent a lot of money on the midfield. And I only one attacker in my starting 11, which I don't know if it's a good idea relying on one, but you'll understand why when I get to that. But I have picked Aina, sorry I pronounce it. Apparently this player was really good last season. Apparently a really good defender, and I always go with fullback, because those are the ones that are always up front, goes attacking, also can defend, so you get loads of points for that. Another one that I'm going to be going with that might be a little bit under the radar, but I want to go for it because, I think it's a player I think that would get points, is none other than Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, he played for multiple clubs, not Arsenal. He played for Crystal Palace, Man United, and now West Ham. And I don't really think there's any better fullbacks than Wan-Bissaka. So I feel like he'll get game time. And West Ham aren't a bad team, so I feel like they could do bits. So he might get me some points, hopefully. I'm not sure, though. Alright, as well as another player we're going to be going for in the defence, once again, will be by the name of Konsa. Eric Konsa. Because the thing is, I want to have loads of diverse team players. Because I don't want to go with all the big clubs. Because then if there's more players from different teams, meaning there's more games gonna be playing, and yeah. But Konsa's from Villa. Villa are a good team, and he's a very good defender. He has scored some headers before, so hopefully, but I'm mainly relying him to defend more than score, so that is why I picked him. And then as well, we got one more defender. You're probably gonna be like, who can that be? Now I think I already went past him earlier, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna wait. Did I go past him? Sorry, this might me being a bit stupid. Now, it was between one and there was 2 defenders I was choosing between. As you see, for my team, we got, so far, basically every player from a different team. Now, I was stuck between two choices, which was either I go Udogi. Sorry if I pronounce that name wrong or butcher that. And who's the other guy? And I forgot his name. Guehi. Now Guehi got 116 points last season. Meanwhile, where is he? Where is the guy? Where did he go? Why am I struggling to find him now? But yeah, I was stuck between those two players. Because it's either I go with another different player, or I go with a player that I think might do well. But the thing is, I'm not big into Tottenham. Obviously, I don't really like Tottenham. So I don't know how often Udogi does actually play for Tottenham. And that is why I am not sure to go with him. Mainly because I'd rather go with a defender, get more game time, than a defender that plays for a better team. Not trying to throw shade at Palace, but it's true. So that was basically the debate I was on. But I have decided that screw Tottenham. Sorry. But I do have a Tottenham player in it, and I've decided that my fourth final defender is going to be none other. Where is he? Why am I struggling to find him? Oh my god. Give me a moment. Then out of letter. Where is he gone? Oh my god. I can't find my defender. No. Not him. It's from Crystal Palace. Oh my god. I can't find... Fucking hell. Great, there he is. Now... As you know what? Screw it. I went back on my mind again. I changed my mind again. Because I'm thinking in the long run that Udogi is going to be a player, even though he might not get as much points. Oh, I don't know. Guehi. You know what? We're going Guehi. Screw it. 11% picked him. More people picked him. We're going for Guehi. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Sorry, by the way, I cut out because I got a phone call, and then after the app resetted, so then I lost all the progress. So now I'm back. As you can see, we've got 60 million left, and I have two attackers, both 4.5, because like I said, I'm only rocking one attacker at the moment. I'm saying this is my initial team. I might do a final team like the week before the actual Premier League season starts, but we'll see. But we got 5 midfielders and 1 attacker left. With 60 mil budget, who am I going to pick? Now, I'm going to go with the midfielders. Now, these are the most expensive, but also the most crucial parts of the team. Because I have invested all my money into this part of the team. Because I feel like this will be the players who will get me the most points. And I'll tell you why. Do we go with the least expensive player that I have picked? Well, all of them are really expensive, so it's not like I went with like all the cheap players. But you know what? Screw it. We're gonna go with. I'm gonna tell you who I picked. First of all, Bruno Fernandes. I had to have a United player in there because United are shit. Sorry. No, they're not. Well, no, they are, but, I have to have a United player in because, yeah. Also, I have in there a Manchester City player by the name of Malmush. Now, I don't know if he's good. No, well, apparently he was really good in the Bundesliga. When he was at, what was it, Frankfurt or something? I don't know. But Man City bought him, and he was originally an attacker, but now he's pushed back to a midfielder. Hopefully, he can get some assists then and maybe some goals. I don't know, but I need a Man City player. I can't afford Haaland because of the midfield, so I had to go with the next best thing. But apparently, 16% people picked him, so it's not like it's a 0.1% of people picked him. Now, being said, we got 3 players left, and I know you're going to be like, what are those 3 players? Well, it's the highest 3 midfielders in the game I bought, which is Saka, Salah, and Palmer. I think it's kind of obvious why I picked them 3. Well, let's do it individually. Salah, Ballon d'Or contender. He is Liverpool's. I thought, to be honest, someone told me that it was going to be his last season. But it turns out he signed an extension, which is weird. Obviously, De Bruyne's obviously left, Trent's left. And if I could, I'd buy Frimpong as well, because he is basically the new Trent. I could have also bought Wirtz, who a lot of people have bought, but I picked Saka over him because I wanted to have diversity. Because we already have Salah, I didn't really see a point of having Wirtz. If I didn't have Salah, I would go for Wirtz, but I have to pick one of these 2. Palmer, obviously, he cooked always, especially in the Club World Cup. He still did bits, and obviously he's Chelsea's best player. Saka, obviously, I think, in my opinion, he's Arsenal's best player, and we needed an Arsenal player, and he's always a guy that's always cooking in the midfield. Now, we got 7.5 million. Now, who do I go for in the attack, you're probably wondering, or who did I pick? Now, obviously, we couldn't afford anyone in these top. Obviously, I could have gone with Havertz, Wissa, I don't know who he is. Joao Pedro, I wanted to go for, but I realised we don't have a Tottenham player in. Oh, do I? Because the thing was, I was debating, okay? No, I'm not going to say that. Because the thing is, Solanke is a good player, but Joao Pedro, guys. Let me tell you something about my friend Joao Pedro, okay? Joao Pedro is one of the best players in the world, okay? He is always a guy I could rely on. I know he got slapped. It was unfortunate. Nah, I'm joking. I can't. The thing is, I really want to go with Joao Pedro, but I can't not risk not having a single point from Tottenham, because Tottenham did win the Europa League just recently, and even though I don't think Solanke did a lot, he is probably, because my logic is this: Son is getting old. Who are they really going to have to replace Son? Obviously, you could say maybe Maddison, but at the same time, Maddison's not that consistent. Hence why I can't go with Son or Maddison. Plus, yeah. And the reason I went with Palmer is because, not Joao Pedro, is because Palmer's more likely to get more points for me than Joao Pedro will. No offense to Joao Pedro, but Palmer is just clears. So I had to go with Solanke because I had no really any other choices for Tottenham players, because in my opinion, Maddison always gets injured. Son's not really that consistent because he's getting older. And obviously I could have gone with Porro, but once again I had to have a cheap defence, and Porro's kind of out of the budget a bit. And because I'm mainly focused on the midfield. But yeah, that is going to be my team. Solanke. So let's save that team. And then I'll actually show you what the starting 11 would look like with this team, so you can have a basic idea. We need to do some swapping around. because I'm not going to have this Barnes guy in the way. Is that Wan-Bissaka? Bam. Oh yeah. Also, I need to pick my captains. Ooh, probably obvious. I make no. I mean, I'd probably make Salah captain. Who do I make vice captain? Palmer. No, I'm not subbing Palmer. But yeah, guys, that is my team for FBL. What do you guys think in the comments? This is my initial team. Obviously, it is subject to change as the time goes on. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this team. I think everyone in this team will cook. Not sure about the defence, but we'll have to see when it comes. The attacking, though, and the midfield will cook for sure. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.